Yo, AFTV Picks is giving away 5 PS5s. Not 1, not 2, but 5 PS5s. 5! All you got to do to enter is go onto AFTV Picks, answer the simple question, and one of these PS5s could be yours. You can enter by going online. You can even do it old school by sending it in by post. But make sure you get on it right now. We've got 5 of them to give away, so do it right now. You have to be over 18 to enter, but answer that simple question, and one of these 5 could be yours. So enter now. 5! Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast. Do not forget, you can win yourself 5. Not 1, not 2, not 3 or 4. 5 PS5s. And before you even say anything, DT, no, I have not got one for you. I saw you messaging me the other day. Oh, can you put aside one for my son? They've been given to me to give away. And when things get given to me to give away, I give them away.
Yeah, fine.
Right? I don't.
You
I know
can give one away to me.
I know you would have held on to one for yourself, but I don't do that.
You
right?
just said to give away. I was offering to buy one, but if you want to give me it, then that's fine.
No, it's a competition.
I'll enter it.
Exactly. Click the link in the description. Enter. They've got 5 to give away. It's a huge competition.
How many times can you
My
enter?
competitions are the best, you know. Trust
How many
me.
times?
How many PS5s have I given away?
I don't know how many PS5s you got in your house.
Hey, Sony, hook me up, man. I'm telling you. The amount of PS5s I've given away this year, right? 5. Remember that, yeah? So make sure you jump on that right now. And, yeah, you know, Sony, hook him up, man. He's looking for something, right? I can't hook him up. I'll see what you can do.
I need one.
In this video today, I thought, obviously, we're reaching towards the end of the season now. The season is literally done. Yeah, we've had a lot to say over the period of this season. But what I thought we'd do is a video that we do a lot. And we actually did one earlier on in the season. I think it was around about Christmas time. And we're going to do one now, because now that we've reached the end of the season, we can draw an accurate conclusion on the players at Arsenal, right? Oh. So in this video, every single Arsenal player is going to get rated for their performance at Arsenal this season. You regularly have been doing the player ratings throughout the season. Sometimes you've been very, very harsh. Sometimes not. Sometimes players have got blinding results. But I thought what we'd do is we would do, you know, a player ratings for every single player in the squad. Every Arsenal player rated.
Yep.
So we're going to start with the goalkeepers. And we have to start, of course, with the main goalkeeper, the guy who's played literally the whole season. And that is Bernd Leno. Ooh. His rating. You give your rating, I'll give my rating. And you guys out there, I want you guys to get involved as well. In the comments, give your ratings as well. What you have made of the various players.
I think that he had a period for most recently, probably about a month or so, where he was just making mistake after mistake. It was like that period as a goalkeeper that you just dread, where you just nothing goes right.
Which you get as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, but he saved us a hell of a lot as well. He's made some fantastic saves. And I know ultimately it counted for nothing, but you think of the save that he made in the first leg against Villarreal. That ultimately kept us in the tie and gave us an opportunity for that second leg when we were 2-0 down. Countless times he's made big saves. But I would say it's still not at the top end. Of
still
what
a lot
we
of
would
people
want, but
looking at it and saying we should have kept Martinez.
Well, listen,
Emile Martinez is, a lot of people are saying he's. I did a team of the season over on the Don Robbie channel, and he was my goalkeeper in the team of the season.
Well, look, at the end of the day,
so did we make a big mistake?
No, because look, at the end of the day, the facts are there. Villa have finished below us, and they've conceded more goals than us.
No, that's not the facts when it comes to a goalkeeper.
Well, I'm just saying.
He's been outstanding.
He's had a great season. He has. But I'm happy with Leno.
He's in my team of the season.
Okay, well, he's not in mine.
Who would be in yours then?
What, goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Edison.
No, I think Martinez has had more saves to make. He's had more things to do, and he's been outstanding.
Edison for me. Fantastic. Again. Unbelievable. What a goalkeeper. Just everything he does.
He is a fantastic goalkeeper, but I think Martinez has been better.
Yeah, he's had a good season, but not for me.
Saves.
Not for me.
All right, where you go?
6.
Okay. I think Leno's been. You're right. He had a period where his form did really dip. The only thing I don't like about Leno is that he moves the ball too slowly. And I looked at that semi-final, and there was times when it's him. He's slowing the play down way too much, too casual, too slow. I don't know if it's from the manager. I don't know if it's him, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Right? He's a great shot stopper. We know his distribution to me as well is questionable. Could be better. Again, moves it too slow. Doesn't find players well enough for that. It's a real weird one with him because shot stopping wise, superb. I can't fault him.
Yeah.
But it's just those little elements, man. The passing out from the back's too slow, and his distribution not good enough for me. So I think I'll agree with you, and I'll go 6. I do think that this is a player that can step up for next season. Has to step up with his distribution, and that. There's been rumours that he might even go, which would shock me. If he went and then we got rid of Martinez, I would be so angry because I'd be like, well, why did we get rid of Martinez then?
He ain't going.
Right? But hopefully he will stay. But I think 6, because a guy is so good, he could be better. So 6.
Okay.
Runarsson, we're going to rate him just based off of the games that he played.
1.
1. That's harsh.
It's harsh having to watch him.
Yeah, he was poor. He was obviously, again, it's another one of these crazy signings that you look at and you think, bro, you bought in a goalkeeper that surely we got a keeper in the academy as good as that.
Recommendation, wasn't it?
Again, one of these so-called recommendations that he's been poor.
Yeah.
You can see that he must obviously have talent to be, to be coming in at Arsenal, but he ain't ready yet. He's far from ready. And the worst thing about it is that I was thinking to myself when I first saw him, oh, he must be like 18, 19, only to find out that he's not. He's like mid-20s.
Yeah. He's a full international as well.
Well, he doesn't get into the team. He's just in the squad.
Great.
I'll give him a 2. He was terrible in the games that he played. Matt Ryan.
I've been impressed with him.
Yeah.
I really, I don't, I'm going to give him a 6 as well. But he has, what does he play, 3 games? 4?
Yeah, he had
3
played
games.
a few games.
But I think that he has impressed me in those games that he's played.
Yeah.
He just looks like a very, very able goalkeeper.
I think as a number 2 goalkeeper,
I think he's very good.
Yeah, I'd agree with 6 as well. As a number 2 goalkeeper, he's very able. I look on it and what I want from a number 2, right, is that if Leno, for instance, is injured, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
I'm not panicking, thinking, oh no, Leno's out. Oh my God, if Runarsson's coming in, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We got problems there. With Ryan coming in, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's not as good, but we're good.
Yeah.
He's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see, the other thing I like about him, you can clearly see he loves playing for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be here. So I hope that we do retain him for next season.
Yeah,
but,
same.
Hector Bellerin. We're moving to the right backs now, and we're moving to the defenders. Hector Bellerin.
Awful. It's not an agenda, it's facts. He's just an awful footballer. And
That sounds like an agenda.
It's not. It's about being an awful footballer, and he has been for a number of years now. And hopefully we don't have to see him in an Arsenal shirt again. And I wish him well with his next venture, whatever it might be. Football, fashion, gardening, don't care. Just don't want him playing for Arsenal anymore. It's done. It's finished. We need better, and not good enough. I'd say a couple of good performances in there, a couple of moments, but I'd say 3. Poor. So poor.
3.
So poor, Robbie. I'm sorry, but he's been so poor.
I think you mean a bit harsh. I think
I'm being nice.
I think he started off the season well. He did. He started off the season well. He was playing well. He was playing so well. He got into the Spanish squad, right? Which he hadn't been.
They must have been really short numbers.
He hasn't been in the Spanish squad for years.
Has he been back in since?
Right. He hasn't. But this is what I'm saying. He
they must have had a lot of injuries at that time.
He started off the season well, right? And he got into the Spanish.
You know what it is? You know when you remember back in the day when you used to go PE, right? And they used to pick 2 captains and say, right, there's the group of everyone in front of you, and you've got to pick one at a time each to go in your team. And then right at the very end, There's just them boys left right at the end that no one wants.
This is an agenda. Come on, man. You're being
that's
so
what it
harsh.
is. I'm not. He's been poor. Can't cross a ball. Can't beat his man. Can't defend.
Listen,
I'm giving him a free. I'm giving him a free because he's planted a few trees. Okay, and that's it.
I think he's like the target
free.
of a lot of people. I think he started off the season well.
I can't remember that.
There is no doubt. We got into the Spanish team, right? He started off the season well. He was playing well. He was contributing. I thought he was playing very well.
Okay, great.
But the second half of the season, I do think he's been poor. I think he's been inconsistent. He's not made an impact enough on games. I just feel sometimes, I don't know, again, is this from the manager or whatever, that he never gets out wide. He always comes in. I mean, I know Kelechi's always say he's inverted, but he always comes inside. He becomes a bit too predictable. And he doesn't... I look at a player and I think to myself, you're better than what you're showing us, because he doesn't back himself. He'll get to us and he'll stop and turn back and pass it off, take the easy option. Whereas I'm like, is it a coaching thing where somebody says to him, no, you get beyond that player, beat a player? I really don't know what it is, but I give him a 5.
I don't think it's a coaching thing, because when you look at other right backs that come into that position, they do the things that he don't, which is overlap and cross.
He's definitely lost some of his pace as well.
It's just his ability.
I'm gonna give him a 5, because I'm gonna say the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm saying first half of the season played well. He did. It's undeniable. Look at he playing well the first half of the season.
Can we do a poll on this?
Second half of the season he was poor.
Please let us know in the comment section. Who do you agree with, me or Robbie?
No, but that's because sometimes listen, I've had many, not many. We've had a run-in before with Bellerin, right? But I always look at my players, right, on that pitch, and I'm like, I just want you to play well. I don't care.
Yeah.
You ain't got to like me. You ain't got to like AFTV. It's nothing. All I want...
it's not about that.
And it's
about his ability.
And it's the same with me with players. I have to like you. All I want you to do is when you put that shirt on, I want you to play the best for Arsenal. I will cheer you. I will chant your name. I want you to do the best. And I think at the start of the season, he was doing well. He sort of dropped off in that second half. It wasn't good enough. And you could tell, but even the manager, he wasn't even selecting him. He's been selecting Chambers over him. So that shows you all you need to know. So I'd give him a 5. Kieran Tierney.
One of our best players.
Left back.
One of our best players this season. It's just a shame that he keeps picking up these little injuries.
Yeah. It's hindered him.
Yeah, it has massively.
It's hindered him and hindered us.
Yeah.
And I really felt that going into that semi-final, you know, when I was sort of doing some analysing of that semi-final, even though he was shocking, but there's so many injuries to some key players that have been carrying us this season, and he was one of them. And he was a massive miss, because our on-form Kieran Tierney is one of the best left-backs in the Premier League. Yeah.
I'd say he's probably one of the players that can hold his head high this season. I'll give him an 8, because when he does play, he gives 100% and he does everything that you need to do.
Yeah. I will give him a 7 probably, because, I don't know, it's hard. Ooh.
Because I think that when he's missed games, Robbie, you realise how vital he is.
Yeah, actually, I'll give him an 8 as well. You're right. When he's up to speed, he's been brilliant. And to me, he should be the captain of the team as well. I think, you know, I think
the only thing that might stop that is the fact that his injuries.
Yeah, the injuries. But I just love everything about him. Yeah. And, you know, let's just get... If we can get this guy fit, if we can just... Because he's just not been completely fit since he's come into the club. Maybe that, again, the mistakes made by not bringing in a left-back, we could have then been able to have shared that workload a bit better. But Gabriel, centre-back.
I thought he's had a decent season. First time in the Premier League. There's been some moments that are not great. But overall, I think given a first season, he's a young boy as well. And, you know, difficult. And let's remember, we've got one of the best defences in the Premier League. Staggering. How am I even saying that? I would say a 6. I think he's had a steady season. Yeah. A couple of bad moments, but...
I think there's only been a couple of bad moments. I think this guy's been excellent this season. I really do. I think he's been... Start of the season, he was our best defender. He was excellent.
Massively.
Then he got COVID, wasn't it?
He got sent. Did he get sent off? Was it the sending off first, and then he missed the period, and then he got COVID,
and then he had COVID, and then when he came up from that COVID, he weren't quite himself for a couple of games.
Yeah, and then he's been out of the side.
He was being a bit rash and that, and then again in and out of the team. I think He's an excellent defender.
Oh, yeah, massively.
He's the future.
Yeah,
in that centre-back position for Arsenal. I like him. He scores goals as well, which is something that some of our other defenders don't do. I think he's been...
Something some of our midfielders don't
I think he's been consistent. I think there's been a couple of games where he's been a bit off, but in general, he's been a very consistent player. I think 7. 7 for me.
I'll say 6.
I think he's had a good season. So I'm going to give him a 7. Rob Holding.
Some good performances, some bad performances, bit up and down. I'll say a 5.
I think he's been better than a 5. I think
think
he's one of these players that, you know what lets him down?
Pace.
Right? It's not just the pace. What lets Rob Holding down is that he'll have a good game, but he's made a stupid mistake in it that's just let. So it'd be like, you'd be looking at him thinking, that would have been a 7 out of 10 performance had you have not done that one stupid thing early in the game. And he's got to cut that out of his game.
Prime example of that was Man City at home. He defended excellently that game.
Yeah,
but apart from the first couple of minutes when Sterling went behind him and scored with a header.
Yeah, and that's the thing about him, which has made him not as consistent as he should be. I'm going to give him a 6. I think he's been better than average. But I give him a 6. But again, if he's going to be like a top grade centre back, he's got to cut out the mistakes.
Yeah,
you just can't afford to make loads of them when you're that sort of player. Yeah. Cedric, been very interesting to see. He's not even figured in the sort of second part of the season, or sort of if we drop the season into quarters, in that sort of last quarter, he's not really figured, has he?
It's not been good enough. I felt that at right back he's played some good games. Left back covered, but yeah, it's not really worked out.
It's been a strange one, and then they bought him, and then again,
it's just not worked. 4.
I'll give him a 5. I'll say again, this is another guy that at the start of the season, or sort of, if I say the sort of second quarter of the season, he started playing really well. Got into the Portuguese team again. Broke into the team, was inconsistent. Then he started getting. I feel a bit sorry for him. Moved over to the left-hand side, was doing all right, then had a bad game, didn't move back. Now even doesn't even figure. I give him a 5. I think it's been a hard season for him. I'm not sure why he's not figuring at all now, but I give him a 5. Callum Chambers, who came in quite late in the day as a right-back, and has kind of almost established that position.
Established it for this season, but not next. Not good enough. If we want to, move to the places we want to go to.
Not a squad player for you?
Could play in the squad, but...
Because he is a guy that, although we've never seen at Arsenal, can play as a...
Yeah,
he can play as a holding midfielder. He has been
How
here.
long?
But remember, he's just come back off of a very long injury.
Yes, I know, but he's still been here about 6 years, 7 years, or whatever it is.
He had a long injury.
I know.
I remember that.
But I just think that there's a lot of players that we need to move on from.
Yep. But that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you for their rating.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I think 5's fair. It's been an average season. Pablo Mari.
Some good performances in there as well. And then, do you know what? Same as Rob Holding, I'd say a 5 for me.
Yeah, Mari. Yeah, I guess I'd have to agree with that. He's had some good performances, then some... He hasn't really stood out, has he?
No.
He really looked at it and said, wow, Pablo Mari, you know what I mean? But then you don't look at him and say, he's rubbish, you know what I mean?
No.
He's just kind of in the middle there. Again, he's another guy that has to step up next season. Maybe again, he's had a lot of injuries, inconsistently in the team, out the team. It's difficult.
I think it's going to be more our right-hand defensive side that's going to be... I think the left-hand side will be Mari and Gabriel, and it'll stay as that.
Yeah.
But obviously with, the other departures and stuff, it's just going to be interesting. Saliba, Mavropanos
has had a great season as well.
Great season. He's had a really good loans period for the last couple of years. He's done really well. So,
see what happens there.
Interesting.
David Luiz.
I thought he's had a good season, to be fair.
Me too.
I think he has.
I was surprised,
that he had a good season.
No, I was surprised they let him go. Because, the one thing, you just mentioned it there. Mavropanos, Saliba, Gabriel.
Experience.
No experience. Good defenders. Luis got experience. And I'm telling you again, is another player we missed in the running. We missed him in a Villarreal.
Yeah.
Right? Big time, right? I know that he makes a few mistakes, but those mistakes were few and far between as well. He didn't make that many mistakes this season, did he? You know, the glaring ones.
No.
He made more of those last season.
No,
This season,
he wasn't. And I think he's been unfairly treated in a couple of moments based on reputation. Wolves.
Yep.
Especially when you see some of the assaults from footballers on players now and they get away with it.
Exactly.
But I would say, I'd go as far as saying he's probably been our best centre-back consistently.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I don't think he is our best centre-back, but he's been our best centre-back. I think Gabriel's our best centre-back. But in terms of performances, I would say David Luiz. So I'd say a 7 for me.
Yeah, I agree with a 7. I think he's had a good season. And I think, you know, he's a bit of a leader on the pitch. He's a great passer of the ball. And he's a decent defender. What I liked about him, he's very combative defender. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think he's going to be a big miss for Arsenal, him going. Saka.
Player of the season. I can't really say much more than that. He's 19 years old and he's had the weight of the world on his shoulders. The expectations, and he's carrying it. And
he did it last season as well.
And
look, 2 seasons in a row.
There are games where he might not look great. He might look tired. You know, West Brom was a prime example. He started to look like he faded in the second half after a great, you know, link up with the first goal and everything else. But it's understandable because I think he's been overused.
Been brilliant.
Do you know what I mean?
Always has an impact. Look at the other night, the little back heel. He just impacts games.
Yeah.
You can get the ball to him. He'll drive at players. He'll take it on. He's embarrassed senior players.
I think the biggest testament to his performances has been when he plays opposition, how much they surround him and chop him down.
Treble him up. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to be our most foul player.
Yeah, easily. I'd say a 9 for me.
Yeah.
I think he's been absolutely superb this season.
I'm going to back that up with a 9 as well. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. He's been the guy that's been carrying us. The only thing with Saka that he has to work on is his finishing. He could have more goals.
Massively.
He's finishing.
But that'll come, and that's what he'll work on. And
I love him as a player, man, and he's been brilliant. Danny Ceballos.
Awful. Bye-bye. See you later. At least we don't have to try and sell him. We can actually just send him back. It's been awful.
You say to keep him last year?
Because he deserved to be kept.
Now go, bye-bye.
Yeah, but hold on, Robbie. His performances at the end of last season warranted us saying, bring him back. You can kick on. Mikel Arteta's got something out of him. This is the Danny Ceballos that I saw when he was playing for the Spain under 21s, was it, when they won the tournament and everything. And I was like, wow, this is, okay. It's been crap. Awful. The best part of Danny Ceballos in this 2 years has been his song. Let's be honest, that's the best part of it.
All right, what are you giving him?
1. It's been dreadful. Dreadful. How many mistakes has he made that's nearly cost us games and we've had to dig him out?
I'll give him a 4. Actually, some of his performances in the Europa League, he made some bad mistakes. You know what? Yeah, I'm downgrading that to a 3. Yeah, mate. Well, you're right. It's some in the Europa League in particular, man.
Sending off Benfica. There were loads of poor performances.
Very
Do you know
poor
what I mean?
Performances.
Nah, awful. 1 for me, mate.
Yeah. Martin Odegaard came in at Christmas.
I thought he's done all right considering that he came in, new league.
You keep him?
Yeah, I would keep him. I would. I do think...
and then next season you'd be going, bye-bye, see you later, bye, see ya. Right? Note that down, yeah? Clip that. Yeah, no, I'll keep him, yeah. And then next year, bye-bye, go on, bye, see ya.
I do think that there's been enough performances in there to warrant another season. I would say maybe what I would like is another loan. I don't want us to go and blow 40, 50 million pound, which they're talking about on him. I want to see a full season out of him to see what you get and whether he can really adapt and, integrate with whoever may be coming in and whatever. And, there's something like with me personally, I've still got something about Buendia. I really have.
Buendia?
Yeah, I really
that'd be
him,
30,
man.
40 grand.
But I feel that he's more accustomed and adapted to English football right now.
Yeah, well, he's played in it for a couple of years.
That's what I mean. And he just.
But is he worth that?
What Odegaard
He just got into Argentinian squad, didn't he?
Odegaard seems to be more of a creator, whereas Buendia just I know that. But what I'm saying is Buendia seems to have like the goal side to his game as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and midfield wise, we're missing it. If only we had a midfielder that could score goals right now.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a shame, innit, that we ain't got anyone like a Joe Willock, maybe, or somebody.
But you wanted Joe Willock to go?
No, I wanted him to go get experience.
Well,
What did I say?
He could come back.
He could.
This is the thing I keep hearing now. Everybody's saying Joe Willock, but they all wanted him to leave.
Listen, what did I say to you? I said that there's one part of Joe Willock's game that he needs to improve, and it's his decision making.
You said Joe Willock not good enough as far as I
said
can remember.
That he needs to go and work on his game because it's not been good enough.
Whereas in the case of me, I thought Joe Willock, it was good for him to go on loan, but I could show you a text that Matty from the Magpie channel, the Newcastle channel. He messaged me when they were getting Joe Willock and he goes, Robbie, what is he like? And I said, he's a goal-scoring midfielder. And he said, we could do with that. And look.
Oh, shut up.
But having said that, I didn't think he was ready yet.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to stay in January.
Would you keep him?
I would. Why
would
not?
you sell him 30 mil?
No, why not? Let him replace Danny Ceballos.
All right. I'm just asking a question now. I mean,
let him take his place.
The
reason why you send players on loan is for them to gain experience and to do things to
Newcastle want him badly.
Yeah,
but
50 million.
You could get like 30 odd million for him.
50 million.
You're not going to get 50 million.
In terms of midfielders,
he does score
in
goals.
terms of midfielders, in terms of form right now, only Jesse Lingard's ahead of him.
Yeah, and I love the fact that he arrives in the box, scores goal. He reminds me a lot of like a Ramsey. 6
goals in 6 games.
Yeah, it's been like amazing.
He's had a brilliant time in Newcastle, and fair play to him.
But then he's playing, right? Again, if he's at Arsenal, would he be playing? That's the other thing.
That's why he had to go on loan.
With the rotation at Arsenal.
That's why he had to go on loan.
Anyway, Odegaard, what are you giving him?
Oh, yeah. 6. I thought he's had a decent spell. I thought he's done all right since he's come in.
I'd agree with a 6, and I do think that's a player that if we kept on for another season would improve. I think he'd get better. Remember, he's only been here since January, so, Thomas Partey.
Indifferent. Hasn't set the world alight. Hasn't deserved your special dance moves.
Why is everyone always getting on to about these special
Because
dance
the moment everyone talks about pie, they think about you with your WD-40 moves. It's like
listen, man.
But
he's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
he's just been in and out all season.
But there are performances.
Never injured at Atletico, but
but there are performances where I look at and I go, yeah, there's Thomas Partey. That's the Partey we bought. Next season's the big season for me. You give him the benefit of the doubt this season, and you know what we bought. And yeah, I've got no issues with Thomas Partey. I know that he'll be more to what we think he will be like next season. And there's been performances this year where you looked and said, yeah, okay, and let's remember as well, he's had a sustained period now without an injury since his last one. So it's like he's slowly adapting to the pace of the Premier League. Let's also remember that when he's playing, he hasn't got a settled partner next to him. It's always changing. He looked good with Xhaka next to him. Then it's been El Neni. Then it's been Ceballos. It's constantly chopping and changing. If you put Basuma, for example, next to Thomas Partey, nah. That for me is that's my dream right there. Basuma and Partey.
All right, how much you give him?
5.
Yeah, I think I'll give him a 5 as well. I think he's been in and out of the team, like we said, injured a lot. But when he's been in, he hasn't lit it up. Now and again, you've seen flashes. He has struggled, I feel, to adapt. But he's not been poor and he's not been superb. And we will want to... He's one of these players that he needs a pre-season.
Yeah.
And to be fit next season and hopefully be one of the stars in that midfield. Mohamed El Neni.
Does what it says on the tin.
What, T-I-N? What tin? Is there a Mohamed El Neni tin, is there? But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It's just... I think he could be a good squad player. Somebody...
Would you keep him?
Do you know what? Yeah, I probably would. As a squad, look, not a starter. You know, every team needs squad players.
Yeah, and he's that guy. He ain't gonna moan. He ain't gonna, you know, and
looks happy
he'll give everything when he comes on.
He's the kind of guy that, you know, you've got certain games where you need to bring him in and he'll cover someone. You're resting a player for a game at the weekend or whatever it might be. He will come in and give 100%, and he always gives a 6 out of 10 performance. Nothing to write home about. Scores the odd worldie. I think squad-wise, yeah, he's a good addition to the squad to keep in there. I'd say a 5 as well. Just
6 out of 10, you said. He gives nearly every game, and you give him a 5 out of 10 for the season.
6 out of 10 in terms of the performance.
You said he'll come on, yeah, and you give a 6 out of 10.
But he hasn't played many games.
But now you're giving him a 5 out of 10.
Because it's
completely... we are basing it off of when he's played.
A match doesn't base on an overall.
We're basing this off when he's played.
No.
What kind of foolishness is that?
No, shut up, man.
You've been giving him a 5 out of 10.
Give him a 5.
6 out of 10.
No, he gets a 5.
To me, he gets a 6 out of 10.
No, he gets a 5.
Right, he's been... He at the start of the season, I'm like, why is he still here?
Because he hasn't played many games.
Right, I'm like, why is he still here? But every single time he's come in, he's played all right. He's done all right. He's given it for the team. We know he's not top level, but like you said, every team needs a Mohamed El Neni. Who, you know, if you said to him, play right back, left back, wherever you told him to play, he'll play. He won't moan. He does it for the team. 6 out of 10, I think he's been good. Emile Smith Rowe.
Excellent. Breakthrough season. 8 out of 10. I think he's been a shining light as well, showing what he's all about. And I think he's only going to get better.
Yep, he's been superb. Absolutely superb. Played number 10 position, played out wide on the left, full of energy. He's been brilliant. And I agree with you. I think this is a guy that's going to get better and better and better and better.
And he started scoring goals now.
Yep, and I think this is a guy that will score more goals next season. And this is a guy that, you know, at last is players that we'll have other teams looking at Smith Rowe and Saka next year. We will. Hopefully, you know, our owners will keep hold of these guys. But we will have players. We will have teams looking at Smith Rowe. Oh, we're going to put a 40, 50 million bid in. He's been superb. Well done to him, man. It's been a breakthrough season for sure. Granit Xhaka. Sorry, what did we give?
8.
8, yes. Deserved 8. Granit Xhaka.
I think he's had a good season. I don't think there's been a problem with Granit. There was that moment, like both against Burnley, ironically, when he got sent off and then the silly pass. Yes. But I think we've seen at times how important he has been to the midfield. And you know, when we took him out of the midfield and put him left back, we missed him. I'd say a solid 7 from Granit. I think he's had a good season, decent enough.
Yeah, I remember that Burnley game, man. When he, boy. Yeah. But I have to say, I agree with you. I think he's had a very good season. I think he's been one, and I know there's going to be people out there cussing at this because there's some people that no matter what he does, they're going to hate on him, right? But I think he's had a solid season. I do feel that he's, listen, we know he's a limited player, but he brings a bit of, you know, power and like steel to that midfield. And you did notice when he doesn't play. I agree with you. And I think he's been consistently decent this season. He definitely deserves a 7. He's been one of the better performers. If you looked in that dressing room and you said, right, who's done okay this season? And you said, right, you lot go over there, who's done well. He been one of those going over there. He's been okay. I don't think he's long-term. Like you, I'd love to have a Basuma in there, right? But you cannot argue with the job that he did. Now, he showed some leadership qualities at times as well. Yeah. And again, another guy that was probably missed, I think, in that semi-final. Missed because he was being played as a left-back when really, you know, you look how they were running through the midfield. I don't think that really would have happened if he would have been in there with somebody else, you know. Lacazette.
I think it's been a decent season. Top goal scorer. Some misses in there.
Yeah,
but
earlier on in the season, remember the Liverpool miss?
Yeah.
There's a couple
I think overall, I think he's had a decent enough season. I'd say a 7, to be fair. I think overall he's had a decent season.
I think he's been the best striker.
By a mile.
Yeah, I think he's played well.
Yeah.
I think he's been very unlucky not to have started more games.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another guy got injured for that set. I think, as I said, I was looking at that. Not that we should still not have gone through against Villarreal, but I was looking at it the other day and I was like, some real key players were missing from that semi, and he was another one of them. And I think, I think he's had a good season. I'm going to agree with the 7. I think he should have played more games. He was underused. So I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Willian.
Dreadful. Bye-bye. See you later.
For all the players you love, that's it. Bye-bye. See you later. Gone. Bye-bye. Right.
Probably I wouldn't have him on my team.
He scored that brilliant free kick.
Yeah, so my son scores brilliant free kicks.
Start of the season against Fulham.
Don't care.
And that was about it.
That was it. Well done.
2 games for the whole season.
Thanks for the memories.
Yeah, he's been dreadful.
It's been dreadful. Hasn't worked. Wants to go to Inter.
Well,
Miami
does he want to go to Inter Miami? Because Arteta was saying the other day that Arteta came out and said it's been my fault why he's not played well. I mean,
no, he's basically said it's his fault because he brought him in. He's had to take responsibility.
I agree. It is his fault because why did they bring him in? And then right from the start of that, literally every Arsenal fan was like, it was one of those where every Arsenal fan was like, why do we need Willian? We've got enough players who can play out wide.
I know.
Why do we need him? And then, it's one of them ones where you say, all right, well, if we're bringing him in, I guess when he was at Chelsea, he did this. And you start to make reasons why it may be a good signing.
I know.
But it's turned out to be a terrible,
we all have,
signing.
Reasons, and we all have those thoughts of going, but he could, some people even say he's better than Ziyech, but well,
Ziyech ain't had a great season either, mate.
Let me remind you of that. He's still better than Willian.
He's been playing in a better team.
You know what? Please, listen. Wait, which camera am I looking into? Right, please, let me explain something to you, because for all of you that have cut that video, right, from earlier in the season, please stop atting me in it. Please stop.
You're involved.
No,
but what did I say in the video?
Wait, listen. I realise, that there's this whole thing about being complicit. Just because I'm in the video does not mean that I agree with it.
Hold on, wait a minute.
He said it, not me.
Wait a minute. What did I say in the video?
I don't know. I weren't listening. You was waffling.
Right? If you actually listen to that video, I was kind of right. Because I said, how do we know that he's going to be any much better than Willian? Because he's not played in the Premier League yet. And he's been poor.
Cool. You have your...
Ziyech's been good this season. He hasn't.
He's still better than
Willian. Willian has been terrible. Terrible, man. And he have let me down. So there's no denying that.
Have we voted for him yet?
No.
1.
I give him 2 because of that free kick.
No, he gets 1 for the free kick.
Yeah, he's been terrible. 2, I'll give him. Aubameyang.
Poor.
Another guy that's been signed a new deal.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to give Aubameyang the benefit of the doubt, right? And I'll tell you why I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Malaria.
Not just that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because this guy has consistently, for around about 6-7 years, scored goals week in, week out, season after season after season. What he's done for us since he's been here has been phenomenal. His goal ratio. I genuinely believe, given Aubameyang's character, his whole persona and the way he is as a person, this might sound really strange, but I genuinely believe Aubameyang needs fans to perform.
Yeah,
I think he's a showman.
There's a lot of people been saying that.
I think that he's like an artist. He's a performer. He needs, that's his spark. It's his kryptonite, as you say, for Superman, isn't it? But it's that for me. I genuinely believe that the fans not being there, there's just something that he uses the fans as his spark. That's just his getting, to what he needs to be. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And the reason why I give him that benefit of the doubt is because, like I said, for season after season after season, he performs consistently, over and over and over. And he has had injuries and malaria and, all these other things. And turning up late. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt, but the season has not been good enough, and he gets a 4.
Yeah, I think I might even give him a 3. He's like you said, if there's any player that deserves credit in the bank, it's him. because he has carried us for the last couple of seasons. And actually, when you look at it, you think to yourself, had he have been firing this season, a lot of games we've lost by 1-goal margins and things like that, right? Or we drew a lot of stupid games and things like that. Had he have been firing, we probably would have finished higher. You know, because but he hasn't been firing this season. I think he's had problems. You know, he's not seen himself. I think there's something in what you're saying there. The fact that maybe he's one of these, because there are players I feel that there's some players I think have benefited maybe from no fans being there, like a Xhaka. And then I think there's other players like an Aubameyang who wants the fans there, like you said. But it's been a terrible season for him. And I guess if you were speaking to him, he'd admit that.
Yeah.
However, I do think he'll come again next season. I don't think we're going to see another season like this.
No.
He needs a good pre-season, get the fans back in there, and, you know, him just work on his game. And I think he'll be all right. But it has been not good enough for my Aubameyang.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him a 3. Pepe.
I think he's had a great season. I think especially since... I'll tell you the turning point for me with Pepe, when he got sent off against Leeds. Like something just flicked.
Wake up.
That was the wake-up
stupid.
call that he needed. And what I see from Pepe now is that I see a more determined player. I see a more direct player. I see a more aggressive player. I see a player with work rate, defends. He just looks all round a much better player. And he's one where you've got to, you know, not just credit the player, but credit the manager, because he's obviously, you know, we were all told that how Arteta was instrumental in Man City's wingers and, you know, Sane and Sterling, etc. And it's starting to look like Pepe's going that kind of way. Next season's a big season for him because it's going to be his third.
You said that last year.
Yeah, we did. But this season, there's been so many things. There's loads of things. I just feel that from that Leeds game, I just genuinely think something's just flicked in his head. Something's just switched on. And I just see a completely different player now. He does have his frustrating moments.
13 goals this season, 8 in the Premier League.
He does have them frustrating moments in games. He does have that. But when you have such a flair player and they are going to lose the ball, they are going to not beat their man every single time, and that's part and parcel of the job. But I think that he's been one of our best performers. For me, he gets an 8. I think he's
gets
been brilliant.
An 8 from me as well. I think he's been absolute quality. I think I agree with you on the one aspect, and on the other aspect, I don't agree with you when it comes to Arteta. On the one aspect, yes, he has got. He's been better out of Pepe, but why doesn't he play him more? What it's really frustrating me. Pepe's had times when he scored a goal and done well in the game, and then the very next game he's dropped. Right. Yeah. Mikel Arteta has to start playing Nicolas Pepe week in, week out. He's one of the few players in that Arsenal team that consistently scores goals. Why ain't he playing? He's a threat. You see when he plays against teams, they double him up. They know he's a threat. And it's not just the goals he scores, it's the assists, it's the effect that he has on the game. He's been good this season. And I'm got high hopes for him for next season. I think he's a guy that you could play centrally as well, you know. So for me, Pepe, I think he's had a good season. I give him an 8. Reece Nelson, hardly figured, does he?
Can't even vote him. I think it'd be unfair.
Yeah, actually, we can't even vote him. This would be a bit unfair. Eddie Nketiah played a lot earlier on in the season.
Yeah, played a lot, not good enough. And, you know, he's one of the players where you look at and say, yeah, thank you, and time to move on. I'd rather if you're going to give a youngster an opportunity now, give it to Balogun. I think Eddie's had a lot of opportunities over the last 2 seasons, and he's not grabbed it. So you know, as harsh as it may sound in football,
1 goal,
you get a couple of opportunities, you get a couple of
tough.
You know, you've got to take those opportunities. And for me, we've invested heavily now with Balogun, got him tied to this new contract. Give him those opportunities. I'd rather Balogun be broke into the first team next season and play in, I was going to say the Europa League, we're not even in that. Might be the conference thing or whatever. But, you know, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, all these kind of games. Like, I really want to see Balogun integrated more next season. I just feel that all round he's a better striker. Eddie, I'd say probably a 3.
Yeah, I think Eddie, he's had a lot of chances this season. It just ain't happened for him. All right, those chances were earlier on in the season. But I don't know. I just feel that he's a good player, but he's not an Arsenal player. I think he'll go somewhere if he can find somewhere where he could go. You know what I mean? You know, like you see, like I look at a guy like, you know, that guy Lookman. He's played at like Leipzig, played at Everton, but then he's gone to Fulham, and I'm like, wow, he looks a player, and he's finding himself, and he can become better. I think it's the same with Eddie. If he finds a club like that, gets to play consistently, starts scoring goals, I think, you know, he can really develop himself into a top player, but I just don't think it's going to be at Arsenal. So I'd agree with that 3. Gabriel Martinelli, who... now again, this is where I'm being a bit upset with the manager, because this player, I wanted to see more of this player this season. And for some reason, Mikel Arteta didn't want to play him consistently. You know, and when he does play, he gives everything.
I think
I love him still.
I think there were mitigating circumstances at the beginning. He's just come back from a 7-month layoff because of a serious knee injury. It does take time. First game back, he gets injured. He's out for a couple of weeks. First game back after that, he gets injured in the warm-up and he's out again. I just think that he's very...
But then he's been back enough to play more games, right? And
don't get me wrong. Recently, he should have been used a bit more, but I see some people crying out that he should have been starting from December, and it's like, no, he shouldn't.
He should have played more games.
He wasn't ready.
He should have played more games. I don't know what Arteta's, but why?
I would say, based on the performances that I've seen from him and that he has been minimal, I'd probably say a 6.
Yeah, 6. But
that's not based on his ability.
Should have played this guy way more.
Way more.
But
more. I think next season will be a big season for him.
There's still the other players have all kind of left, right? I'll just do a quick keep or sell. Saliba obviously we keep.
Yeah.
Kolasinac is definitely going. Mavropanos, keep.
I'd give him pre-season. I'd bring him back for pre-season.
I wouldn't mind seeing him back.
Have a little look of him.
Torreira.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Wish him well.
Maitland-Niles.
Bye.
Yeah?
Yeah. Had his opportunity to cement a right-back position. Didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he hasn't tore it up playing in the midfield for West Brom.
No, bye.
But then he hasn't been poor either. He's been okay. Willock's been sensational.
Yeah.
You bring him back or sell him?
Keep him. Bring him back.
Right. Guendouzi?
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally,
the manager.
Trust the process, you said.
I would say there's good points about this season.
Yeah, what's that?
Defensively, he's made us more stable, and I think it's been at the detriment of the attack. I think that sometimes he's overcomplicated it. He's sorted out our top 6 record. It's the best it's been for a very, very, very long time.
Against the other teams in the top 6?
Yeah, against the traditional top 6, should we say, because we're not a top 6 team. But I also think that I think I'm right in saying we're either top or second in terms of the London derbies this season as well. So I only see that. Do you know what? Really,
I never get a cup for that.
No, we don't get a cup. We're not Tottenham. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to look at the performances in games where we've normally struggled. So that side of it's worked. It's been the games where we normally don't struggle, we've struggled. So it's been a role reversal. I think it's kind of a mixture of both, but ultimately it's failure because we haven't won anything and we've not got into the Champions League. And, it's no real... I won't say it's not progression from last season in terms of its league position, but I can see bits that he does right, but he's got to get it right next season. There's no room for error. If we start next season in the same way that we did this season, he's gone. Facts. He will be gone. End of story. There's no second chances. There's no leeway. There's no room for error. We have to start this season like a steam train. And next season, whatever it is. But you know what I mean? We have to hit the ground running. We have to have our squad in place by pre-season when we play Rangers, Hibernian, etc. I don't want this going into the final day of transfer window. I couldn't care less about Jim White and his stupid yellow tie and all this rubbish. I don't want to be part of transfer deadline day. Only the player's gone. That can be down to the final day. I want our squad in place for pre-season. So Mikel can work on those players, the tactics, the style, integration, everything. So when we go into game 1, it's ready. No excuses.
How much?
4. I'd say just below half because he didn't win the trophy and get us into the Champions League.
Gets 3 for me.
Okay.
Poor season. Poor.
Yeah, it is poor.
Poor. The way we went out to Villarreal was unforgivable. That false number 9 rubbish he did in that game.
Not good enough.
Right? What the hell were you doing? And then all we had to do in the second game was win 1-0 and we came out flat as a pancake. No energy, no intent, nothing.
That's where I wish that we were in the stadium.
Absolutely appalling. Some of the selections have been wrong. Some of the tactics have been wrong. He's had games where you're thinking to yourself, oh, he's starting to pull it together. And then I think he's one of the most luckiest managers in the Premier League to still be in a job, right? He's going to get the job for next season. He has to improve. He has to do better. Yep. This is 2 seasons in a row now we're going to finish out of European places. All right, it might make that I don't want to be in a Conference League, right? But remember, last season...
Sick venues to go to, man.
Last season, we got into the Europa League by winning the FA Cup, not through the league. It's not good enough for Arsenal Football Club, right? He had a whole season. I know there's been pandemic. I know there's been certain nuances that's made it a really weird season. He's getting next season. As Lee Judges said a couple of weeks ago, he's one of the luckiest people alive. He has to turn it around. There's no excuses next year. He's not head coach no more. He's actually the manager making the decisions on transfers.
I know.
Bringing in Willian, disaster.
Yeah.
Cedric, why? You know what I mean? All these weird signings, right?
But then, but on the flip side of it, he's brought in Thomas Partey.
Yeah, hasn't got the best out of Thomas Partey.
Not yet, but we know what's there.
Yeah.
Gabriel's
been excellent.
Saka signed a new contract.
Pablo Mari, average.
Wait, Saka signed a new contract.
Yep.
Martinelli signed a new contract. Yep. Aubameyang signed a new contract.
Look at Martinelli, how he's dealt with him. It's been poor. I want to see more from this manager. I still don't know what our pattern of players. I still don't know what our style is, right? All these things. He gets another chance from me because they're going to give him another chance and I'll be behind him and I'll back him. But if he doesn't improve drastically on last season, he has to go. He's got to step it up, right? It's been if I was in charge of this football club and I was giving him an honest appraisal, it'd be 3 out of 10. Not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. But what do you guys think? That's it. Every player rated. I was going to ask your ratings on Stan Kroenke, but I think we keep the stream clean. Don't forget, this podcast is available on all formats, so don't forget to download it.
What rating would you give me for the season?
Bye-bye. See ya. Goodbye. See you later. Bye. Right, but don't forget.
You're such
Don't forget, right? You can check out this podcast right now.
It's the worst impression.
Thank you for watching All Guns Blazing throughout this season. We're going to be here right throughout the summer, every week, talking Arsenal. There's lots of things. This is going to be a busy summer for Arsenal. I feel this is going to be one of the clubs where one of the main focuses are on, because what are we going to do in the transfer window? Yeah. Are the owners actually going to... It's all right saying, Arteta, you're still in a job, we believe in you. If you believe in him, then you've got to back him. And if you're not going to back him, go. I mean, we all think they should go anyway.
Yeah.
But if you're going to stay, you're not interested in selling, you have to back this manager this summer. So keep it locked here for All Guns Blazing. We'll be here every week because it's going to be a very interesting and busy summer. And hopefully fans can get back in next season. And I feel that Arsenal, with that point you made earlier, I think Arsenal as a whole has been one of these teams that have suffered from having no fans, in particular, more than a lot of other clubs. And the point I made the other day is because our fans are very demanding. It may not be the loudest in the Emirates, but we're very demanding. And some of those performances that I saw put in at the Emirates in particular, that was another thing with Arteta, with our home form was disgusting, right? They wouldn't have been allowed to have done that with fans in that club, inside the ground. So let's see what happens next season. But DT, thanks very much.
Pleasure,
and we will be back next week.